Facebook, coming back into the room. Welcome to everybody that's watching on Facebook. I'm just going to mute people in the room. And tonight we're going to focus on a lovely healing technique called Ho'oponopono. And we're going to be using the oils geranium, basil, spikenard, and Hawaiian sandalwood. So if you're watching on Facebook and you want to go and grab any of those oils, we're going to do a little technique with them at the end. But we're also going to learn about the emotional and physical properties of those oils as we go. So I'm just going to screen share. Oh, I'm not. Take you over into my presentation. So Ho'oponopono. I'm going to talk a little bit about what that technique is, or and the history of where it came from, just so you really understand how you could use it going on from this session together. So Ho'oponopono is a really effective spiritual healing technique, and its roots are in ancient Hawaiian wisdom. So it's a healing practice where you can find a path to forgiveness and self-healing that transcends the need to understand the cause of the challenges. Ho'oponopono is really about liberating yourself from everything that isn't rooted in love, such as problems that would involve feelings of anger, hatred, frustration, sadness. And sometimes these emotional burdens can stay with us from past memories, hidden in the subconscious, waiting to be triggered again. So this is a technique you can use that really frees the self from these burdens and restores it to its original state of love and light. So the ancient Hawaiians used Ho'oponopono for centuries to harness the power of their minds and spirit. And it was a way to clear negative influences, but also achieve balance and maintain harmony with nature. So these traditions were carried forward by the kahunas, the carriers of this secret knowledge. And it's at its basic, it's a prayer for release. So it helps us to release toxic energies from our minds and our hearts and replace them with divine light and love. It starts with cleansing the spirit, but then it comes out to the conscious mind, and then it comes into the subconscious mind. So it's really filling every space with love. So the practical steps of Ho'oponopono, it really is based on the belief that everything that happens because you've attracted it to you. Now, some of you might already be thinking, well, that's not true. I'm in a lot of pain. Why would I have attracted that to me? But if you can, just for this practice, if you can go with the belief that everything that's ever happened to me or is happening to me has been attracted by me for some reason. And let's see if we can have an open mind and really start to clear these things for you. So think for a moment, is there something going on for you right now that you don't like? Now, this might be a physical ailment that you've got that you rather wouldn't have. You can use it on that. It might be that there is a situation with you and another that isn't as harmonious as it once was, and that's upsetting. Just have a think of something you want to use this technique for. And for now, can you accept that you've attracted it to you for some reason? Now, also, we can use this technique to help other people, because if somebody has come to you and asked you for help, or come to you and really offloaded all their worries to you, well, then we can still go back to that belief that they have come to you for a reason. So you have attracted this person into you for a reason. And this will make a bit more sense when I talk to you about the original story behind this technique. So a therapist in Hawaii was called to help at a Hawaii state hospital where insane patients were totally out of control. And the ward where they kept the criminally insane patients was a very dangerous place to work. Psychologists would often quit on a monthly basis and the staff would call in sick or just completely quit. People would walk through the ward with their backs against the wall because they were afraid of being attacked by the patients. Sorry, somebody's unmuted. It's an iPhone. If you could just mute, or that's it. So people would walk with their backs against the wall because they didn't want to be attacked by the patients. And it was basically just not a very safe place to work. So this doctor, Dr. Hugh Len, who was an expert in the spiritual practice, Ho'oponopono, was asked if he would work there and see what he could do. So he worked there for 3 years, and by the end of that time, the ward was closed because all the patients had healed. But the interesting thing about this is that Dr. Hugh Len never actually saw any of these patients professionally or counselled them at all. So he never saw them face to face. All he did was agree to review their files. And while he studied their files, he would work on himself, and he would repeat the Ho'oponopono mantra, which is, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And going on the theory that he was reading this file, so he had attracted this situation for this person himself, he could then release it by saying, I'm sorry that I've attracted this for you. Please forgive me. It was never my intention to do so. Thank you. I love you. And those simple 4 sentences seem to shift these people back into good health. So after a few months of Dr. Hugh Len being there, patients who had been shackled started to be allowed to walk freely. Others who'd been heavily medicated started getting their medications reduced. And those who'd been seen as having no chance of ever being released were being released and freed. So not only that, though, the staff began to enjoy coming to work. So absenteeism and turnover disappeared, and they ended up having more staff than they needed because the patients were being released and all the staff were showing up to work. So what happened to change things so dramatically? And Dr. Hugh Len explains that I was simply clearing the part of me that I shared with them, or I was simply clearing the part of me that had drew this situation to them to then come into my awareness. And the only way he could explain it is that Ho'oponopono recognizes we're all part of one consciousness. And as such, everything that is in our experience is affected by our actions and reactions. So we're basically responsible for everything we experience. So there's the prayer there. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Now, the first time I heard this was probably about 10 years ago. And I remember trying it out, and I was at home, and my daughter was about 14 at the time, and she was in her stroppy phase. And I remember she was having a bit of a meltdown in the kitchen. Now, rather than react back, I remembered this Ho'oponopono. So I didn't say it out loud. I just thought in my mind, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And the minute I got to saying, I love you in my mind, she just completely calmed down, threw her arms around me and said, I love you, Mum, which I thought that's pretty impressive because I hadn't said it out loud. All I'd done was stand looking at her thinking this prayer. So that was my first experience of how powerful this can be. And I've gone on to use it if I've inadvertently upset someone and they're not talking and I'm feeling really bad about that. I'll sit and I'll think of the person and I'll say this prayer. And 9 times out of 10, that person will ring me the next day. So it's almost as if it clears the energy between you and a situation. Now, say we did this last night as a group, and one of the ladies, she was in a lot of pain, and she said, can I use it to clear some of the pain? And this was Kathy, who some of you know from our group. So I thought, yeah, well, why not? I've only used it on more emotional things, but let's try it with pain. So she focused on the pain during the meditation that we're going to do tonight. And then we did some Reiki afterwards as a group. But she messaged me today to say, can I let everyone know that the pain in her back and legs had gone? So maybe it is possible to shift physical things too. So have a start thinking. The reason I'm telling you this is so you can start thinking about, well, what can I try this technique on myself today? And let's see what we can clear. So to enhance this, I thought we would have a really lovely essential oil blend. So I had a look at different oils and what would represent emotionally the 4 statements in the prayer. And the first one I thought of was sandalwood. So if you want to make this blend up while we're talking, you can, because I'm going to go through the physical and emotional properties of these oils in a minute. So we've got 3 drops of sandalwood. I put 5 drops of basil, just 1 drop of spikenard. That's all it needed. And 4 drops of geranium. And that's in a 5 ml roller with some coconut oil. So let's have a little look at those oils and why I might have picked those. So for I'm sorry, Hawaiian sandalwood, the oil of sacred devotion. This is one that can help with all kinds of prayer, meditation, and spiritual rituals. And it's an oil that's been used since ancient times for its ability to calm the mind and still the heart and prepare the spirit to commune with God, your higher self, the universe, whatever word is in line with your beliefs. It allows us to access the part in your heart where the challenges are sitting, and to reorder your priorities to be in alignment with your higher self or divine will. It quietens the mind so you can start to hear the whispers of the soul, and it raises your vibration and your levels of consciousness for healing to begin. Now, physically, 10 ways we can use sandalwood. Had to have prayer and meditation in there. You could also diffuse it with frankincense and lavender for a peaceful environment. You could apply a few drops to your moisturizer to help with skin imperfections. It's a really lovely oil for the skin. It's good for things like scars and rashes. You can apply it to pulse points to help balance the mood. Make a DIY room spray with 10 drops. Add 10 drops to 5 drops of Siberian fir to a spray bottle and top with witch hazel. You could add it to your bath or pop it into your bath salts to help with relaxation. You could use it with a carrier oil for massage. Apply it to your temples, back of neck and shoulders when you're feeling a bit restless. Combine it with neroli for a lovely perfume, and just inhaling it from cupped hands. I thought I'd have a look as well today in the Advanced Oil Magic book, just to see what they can add. And their top uses were rashes and skin conditions, which you said, meditation, low testosterone, scars, and Alzheimer's is in there as well, applying it to the base of the skull. When we apply an oil to the base of the skull, remember that's because we want it to really focus on affecting our thoughts, our quality of thoughts. So that would make sense. So that's our Hawaiian sandalwood, the oil of sacred devotion. For please forgive me, I've gone for basil, the oil of renewal. Now, basil is a very interesting oil. It helps with symptoms of adrenal exhaustion. So also for feeling tired, low energy, feeling a bit overwhelmed, and the inability to cope with life stresses. It brings strength to the heart and relaxation to the mind. A brilliant oil for nervousness, anxiousness, and despair, bringing hope and optimism to a tired soul, but increases natural energy and helps you to achieve greater balance and health. So we can take the basil essential oil internally to support the nervous system. You can diffuse it. It's a really lovely one to diffuse, and it's not one I think of often enough, I don't think. You can mix it with geranium and wild orange and a diffuser. It'll help to promote a sense of focus if you're studying for something. You could add these oils, remember, to any unscented body lotion, and basil would be a good one to add to keep the skin clean, clear, and healthy. You can use the oils in your cooking. So basil you could use instead of the herb. Why not try a drop of the oil? Inhale it from cupped hands to reduce stress. And you can also put this in your moisturizer, apply it to the face, neck, and décolletage. Apply it to your diffuser jewelry and under the nose with rosemary after a long trip. abroad. So I've just looked in the Advanced Oil Magic book. Again, it's talking about adrenal fatigue, mental fatigue, either a couple of drops directly to the adrenal area, which would be your mid-back, or to the bottom of the feet. Earache is one that's good for. I often will use this with lavender, tea tree and basil with a carrier oil around the ear. But it's also one that's good for muscle spasms, carpal tunnel, cramps, and they're talking about putting it in your cooking as well. So really lovely one, and one I'm definitely going to use more of. Now for thank you, I had to go for spikenard, the oil of gratitude. And I'm aware that a lot of you might not have spikenard. It's an unusual oil, and it's an unusual smelling oil as well, actually. It's mentioned a lot in the Bible, spikenard, or you might see it mentioned as nard, and it was the oil that Mary washed Jesus's feet with. The oil of gratitude, encouraging a true appreciation for life, addresses the patterns of ingratitude and encourages the soul to surrender and accept life exactly as it is. Helps you let go and find an appreciation for all of life's experiences, and helps you to find a deeper meaning in your life and find joy and happiness for others too. And it's through surrender and acceptance that the soul can be brought into peace and harmony. So spikenard comes in this little 5 ml. It's a very thick oil. It combines nicely with wild orange if you want to add it to your diffuser or to your diffuser jewelry. You can apply 1 or 2 drops to the back of the neck or to the temples. So again, that's going to be for helping with clarity of thought. You can create a personalized fragrance by combining with cloves, cypress, frankincense, geranium, juniper berry, lavender, myrrh, wild orange, rose, and vetiver. There's a little blend for you there. Or put it with your hydrating cream to soften and smooth the skin. Add a few drops to your moisturizer or your cleanser. Apply directly to blemishes. Spikenard. Just having a look, sorry, in the book. Apply to your pulse points when you're feeling anxious. The bottom of the feet at bedtime, if you've got some. Try these ways out and let us know in the comments how you get on with these different oils. You can inhale it directly from cupped hands. Remember, when we inhale the oils, we're getting that chemical change very quickly in the brain, flooding your body with the hormones that you need. So the quickest way to support your mood is going to be inhaling it from cupped hands. You can always apply it to the abdomen as well during the menstrual cycle. And in our book, our Advanced Oil Magic, they talk about chronic fatigue syndrome, massaging 1 or 2 drops diluted into the adrenals and the pulse points. For insomnia, you can use spikenard on the bottom of the big toe. For a toe fungus, you can apply neat to affected toenail often. It helps with digestive inflammation, pancreatitis, immune stimulant, and it's one that's recommended for hair loss. Massage 2 drops into the scalp with shampoo daily. So that's probably another oil that if you've got it in your collection, you're probably underusing it. So give it a go and let us know how you get on with that one. And then for I love you, part of the prayer, I've gone for geranium, which is the oil of love and trust. Such a really lovely oil, hormonally balancing for us women. It restores confidence in the innate goodness of others and in the world, facilitates trust and encourages emotional honesty, love and forgiveness. It softens anger and it assists in healing emotional wounds. And at its root, geranium heals the heart and instills unconditional love and fosters trust. So with our geranium, we can add a drop to your body lotion for a smoothing effect. I've actually made my own shower gel, and geranium is one of the oils I'm using in there just because I love the smell of it. You could add it to your shampoo or conditioner. Add it to your moisturizer to help with skin imperfections. It is in doTERRA's HD Clear blend, which is the blend that they've put together for that. You can apply it under the arms as an all-natural deodorant, on the abdomen to help balance your hormones. You can apply it topically to the skin for irritations of the skin. You can add it to your natural insect repellent blend, pop it in the diffuser, and just use it there to help lessen feelings of stress. And in the Advanced Oil Magic book, it talks about liver and kidney support, rubbing a drop directly over the liver, and then which is just under your rib cage in the middle to the right, and also over your kidneys. For autism, you can try applying 1 to 2 drops of geranium to the bottoms of the feet or diffused. For jaundice, you can apply it to the bottom of the feet. PMS and hormonal balance, apply a drop of geranium to the pulse points. For hemorrhoids, apply heavily diluted to affected areas. Reproductive disorders in females, apply 1 to 2 drops to the reproductive reflex points. And varicose veins, massage directly onto the affected area. So those are your oils that are in our Ho'oponopono blend. So hopefully you've got some of those, if not all of them. And you can join us in this next part of the session, which is all about experiencing it for yourselves. So if you've made it up in a roller, you've got 3 drops of sandalwood, 5 drops of basil, 1 or 2 drops of spikenard, and some geranium. And you've mixed it with a carrier oil. And we're going to do the healing practice together now as a group. So pop some of the oil onto your hands. And if you haven't made up a roller, but you want to use them individually, you could just have the oils with their lids off. And then as we call in each oil, you could put a drop on your hand and breathe it in separately. Okay, so if everyone's ready, just take a moment to get comfortable. Taking your oil blend, place some on the palms of your hands, rub your hands together, and take a few deep breaths of your oil. And just gently close your eyes. And while you're breathing in your oil blend, just start to feel the oils taking you into a deep place of relaxation. And feel yourself starting to let go of any tension in your body. Just taking nice, deep, cleansing breaths of your blend. Inhaling deeply through your nose, filling your lungs with the blend. And exhale slowly as you let go, letting go of any tension in your body. You're breathing the oils in, and on the out breath, just feel yourself releasing any physical or mental stress that you might be carrying. And as you sit breathing in your oils, just be aware of the beautiful sensation of relaxation flowing through your body. And as you settle into your space, just take a moment to set your intention for this meditation. What would you like to clear today? Maybe it's a relationship situation between you and another, a physical illness, a limiting belief that you just want to get rid of. Whatever it is, just think of it now and direct your thoughts to the healing power of Ho'oponopono. And feel your desire to let go of any burdens, any past memories or emotional baggage that might be weighing you down. And sense your inner longing for peace and healing. And as you breathe in your blend, just take a few moments to visualize a radiant healing light surrounding you. Picture it as a warm and comforting glow that envelops your entire being. And as you breathe in your oils, just imagine this radiant light infusing every cell of your body soothing your mind, calming your spirit. And see, sense, and feel the warmth and love emanating from this healing light as it wraps around you. A reminder that you're not alone on this journey. You're supported by the loving energy of the universe. So as you bring back to mind now your intention for this meditation, what it is you want to clear. Take a deep breath of your blend and call in and become aware of the sandalwood in the blend, the oil of sacred devotion. Just allow the oil to gently guide you into your heart space. And think again of your intention for this practice. And repeat silently after me, I'm sorry. Visualize the words I'm sorry forming in your mind like a gentle handwritten note of sincerity. As you repeat these words silently to yourself, just recognize this isn't an admission of guilt or blame, but rather an act of accountability and compassion towards yourself and any others involved in the situation. And as you say the words, I'm sorry, just picture a healing light surrounding the situation that you're working with. And see this light as a symbol of your willingness to acknowledge and take responsibility for your part in drawing this situation to you. As you continue just to breathe in your oil, to sense how this acts like bringing about a sense of lightness and release, as though you're untangling knots in your heart and mind, making room for peace and healing. And with your intention for this meditation still present in your consciousness, take another deep breath of your blend and call in and become aware of the basil in the blend, the oil of renewal. And as you breathe it in, feel it bringing a strength to the heart and relaxation to the mind. As you shift your focus and repeat after me, please forgive me. Just visualize these words as a sincere plea, a gentle whisper of vulnerability, and a genuine desire for healing. And just recognize that it's not a sign of weakness, but a courageous act of opening your heart to the potential for reconciliation and release. See yourself extending your hand in offering, reaching out to the universe, reaching out to those who might have been affected by the situation, and most importantly, reaching out to yourself. So breathing in your blend, visualizing the essence of the oils as a pure flowing stream of healing light descending from above, entering your being like a gentle, refreshing waterfall, bringing with it the energy of forgiveness. And as this forgiveness flows into your being, feel it washing over the situation you're working with, like a soothing balm, cleansing away any lingering negative emotions or feelings associated with this situation. Just allow yourself to fully receive forgiveness without judgment. And feel the situation and the associated emotions becoming lighter, as if they're rising and dispersing. And bringing your intention back to the forefront of your mind, take another deep breath of your blend and call in and become aware of the spikenard in the blend, the oil of gratitude. If you don't have this oil in your collection, just by calling in the essence of spikenard, then the healing effects will be the same. And as its essence comes into your awareness, feel yourself surrender to the powerful healing vibration of gratitude and all that it brings. And as you feel yourself transition your focus, just repeat after me the words, thank you. And with Spikenard's help, just imagine these words forming in your mind as a vibrant, sincere statement of appreciation. Picture them as they're etched in golden letters, radiant and filled with warmth. And recognize this is not just a polite gesture. It's an acknowledgement of the profound gift of healing and growth that this process has brought into your life. So as you breathe in your blend, just feel the oils helping to ignite this feeling of gratitude. Feel it welling up from the depths of your being like a beautiful bubbling spring. And visualize gratitude as a radiant energy expanding from your heart, illuminating your entire being. It's as if you're surrounded by a golden aura of thankfulness. You can feel that sense of lightness and relief washing over you as you shed the weight of old burdens and free yourself from the heavy emotions tied to them. And as we continue our journey of healing and release, let's take another deep breath of the blend, and this time call in and become aware of the geranium in the blend, the oil of love and trust. And feel this oil bringing with it a feeling of confidence. Confidence in yourself and the innate goodness of others in the world. As you continue to breathe in the blend, repeat after me the words, I love you. And visualize these words forming in your mind as a vibrant declaration of love. Written in letters that shimmer with warmth and kindness. Imagine them glowing with the gentle light of your heart. And feel that love welling up now from the depths of your heart like a radiant healing energy. This love that transcends judgment, fear, or resentment. Imagine it as a golden light radiating from your heart, expanding outwards to envelop your entire being. As if you're cocooned in a bubble of unconditional love and compassion. Just sense how you're wrapping the situation that you're focusing on today in this gentle embrace of love. Feel it soothing any lingering wounds. As you let your heart expand further in love and compassion. And you imagine, you see, sense, or feel the situation that you're working with tonight becoming lighter and brighter. as if the love that you've infused into it is dissolving any remaining shadows, leaving only a sense of wholeness and harmony. As you continue to breathe your blend deeply, just imagine that situation that you focused on earlier beginning to dissolve, seeing it fading away, and feeling a sense of lightness and freedom as you release this situation and all the associated negative energies. And just focus on the healing light that surrounds you. Just take a few moments to simply bask in this healing energy, allowing it to nurture your mind, body, and spirit. And when you're ready, slowly start bringing your awareness back to the present moment. Take a few deep breaths. Have a stretch, wiggle your toes. And when you're fully present, gently open your eyes. And remember, this meditation can be repeated as often as needed, but also you can simplify it with your blend on your hands, focusing on the situation at hand. Simply say the words, "I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you." Okay. And then come back to the Zoom room now. So we're going to say goodnight to Facebook. Let us know how you got on in the comments with that.